My love affair with food is as fulfilling as it is problematic. About 2 years ago, my doctor told me that I had high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and that I was pre-diabetic.
You guys ready for some food?
If I didn't fix it, I would need to go on medication. I went vegan for my health after trying another diet that just made my blood pressure and cholesterol even higher. There's a ton of research out there that supports the belief that eliminating animal products from your diet and eating more plants will make you healthier. It only took a few months on a vegan diet to see a number of positive effects, including an all clear on all of the maladies that my doctor diagnosed me with. However, it took even less time to be seduced by the world of delicious vegan food. Here I am now, a year and 8 months later, the same weight and eating habits as I had when I decided to go vegan. Now I consider myself vegan for the animals and the planet, but not so much myself. Aside from being a person who loves to eat, the problem is that I'm a pretty creative cook. I actually thrive in situations of restriction and obstacle, especially in the kitchen. Delicious food as a necessity has definitely been the mother of many of my culinary inventions. I'm cooking better than I ever have in my entire life. And I personally find veganism a very easy obstacle to overcome, especially now. When I wake up on a Sunday morning, my favorite thing to do is go grocery shopping. A grocery store is a land of potential. It's inspiring. It's a source of the raw material from which I can create. My philosophy on cooking is fairly simple, but it's not for everyone. Sometimes it's just to pick up 1 or 2 things I need in order to make a recipe that I want to try out. Other times it's a 3 or 4 hour long adventure, going to about 4 or 5 stores, going through every aisle, seeing what's new. Reminding myself of anything I might need but forgot to put on my shopping list. I like my pantry and fridge to be neurotically stocked at all times. I like knowing that I can make anything I want at any time. I love being able to go online or on YouTube and see a recipe that looks delicious and then be able to make it right then and now. For me, it's not about sustenance, it's about craft and pleasure and fulfillment. A few years ago, I found a book by Tamar Adler called An Everlasting Feast. This book didn't so much teach me how to cook, but it made me realize how to articulate and say what I wanted to about food and cooking. The book is all about the treatment of raw ingredients. Adler suggests that when we get our raw ingredients from the store, we should prep them so that they can easily be used when the need for those foods arise. I love going into a well-stocked kitchen, or you know what, even a depleted kitchen, with a growling stomach. There's nothing better than having a craving for something and then seeing what you've got on hand to satisfy that craving. Starting this YouTube channel was my way of taking what I had learned and my love of food and cooking and turning it into an art project that Ben and I could collaborate on, so I could share my discoveries and journey and help others the way that YouTubers like Lauren Toyota and the Vegan Zombie helped me. And I want to be one of the positive influences on YouTube. Vegan YouTube wasn't the thing it is today when I had tried going vegan in the past, and I realized that things were more complicated than I had remembered. There were so many distinctions being made and labels formed. The end result of what these people on YouTube were promoting on the surface seemed to be that they wanted to encourage people to abstain from eating meat and using animal products, but that was just on the surface. Beneath that were tricks for extreme weight loss, orthorexia, bananas as qualifier of one's commitment to the cause, and the vilifying of certain unclean vegan foods along with the people who consumed them. And what about the non-food side? Was I vegan enough if I chose not to show people slaughterhouse footage while wearing an anonymous mask? I really had to question what it meant to be a vegan today. I don't remember the concept of being plant-based existing before. You were vegan or vegetarian or you were not. Current veganism as it exists in our consumerist, fast, convenience food-driven society today is very different than what it was just a few years ago. There were no actually edible vegan cheeses. There was nutritional yeast and Isa Chandra's cashew cheese sauce recipe on Post-Punk Kitchen. There were tofurkey slices and tofu pups, but no field roast, Gardein, or Beyond Foods. There was nothing good to eat but plants. Returning to this lifestyle with the tools I once had made the transition easier, but I needed a new set of tools to deal with the minefield that is the delicious, easily accessible, processed vegan foods. Being a vegan is no longer about restrictions. Being vegan no longer forces you to make healthy choices. And I'm not saying that vegan processed food is all bad, but one could theoretically be vegan and eat nothing but chicken nuggets and purple bags of Doritos and Oreos and still be a vegan. One could go completely vegan without ever having to cut or consume a single vegetable. But is there anything wrong with that? Isn't that a good thing? The idea that the world could go vegan, that citizens don't have to give up their standard American diet of pizza and potato chips, but they could do it all without harming a single animal? With someone like me, whose health has been compromised by the food choices he has made and my inability to regulate how much food I should actually eat, the answer is no. So simply going vegan for my health is not as easy as it once was because of how much delicious vegan food is out there today. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I've been posting to a variety of vegan groups on Facebook. Many of the groups have been receptive and followed the links to my videos. When people post questions in the forums about how to cook tofu or how to make vegan versions of their favorite dishes, I would comment or sometimes just post a video link that I know would answer their question. However, when posting to a plant-based recipe group recently, I received an odd comment that said, "If you see this page as an opportunity to market your wares, keep walking." I didn't see how posting recipe videos was marketing my wares. I was trying to share recipes and inspiration with a group of individuals that seemed like they were seeking guidance and advice. Did any of that feedback have to do with the fact that I was posting vegan recipes and not plant-based recipes in a group that was designed for a whole food, plant-based diet? Had I somehow posted inappropriate content to the group because my vegan recipes were contrary to their plant-based dietary restrictions? I went to the eye doctor after work the other day and they took my blood pressure. It could have been the fact that I had just left work or could have been my love of processed foods, but either way, my blood pressure was slightly higher than normal. It was nothing to be alarmed about, but that number, paired with the reaction from the plant-based group, made me question my journey even more. So I sat down and started to think about my purpose. What am I doing here? What am I doing on YouTube? Am I still on the path I set out on? Am I leading people into a lifestyle that might not be the best for their health and well-being because I myself was seduced by the world of delicious vegan food? Should I be promoting a plant-based diet or a vegan lifestyle, or both, or do I even need to choose? I've looked into the work of the Esselstyns and Barnard, and they all advocate for a low-fat, low-salt, oil-free, refined sugar-free, whole-food, plant-based diet as a way to prevent and reverse heart disease and type 2 diabetes. And they have incredible science behind them and evidence to support that the lifestyle they promote greatly improves the lives of their followers. All of the maladies that the diet they promote cured what I was suffering from. On the way home from the eye doctor, I went to the grocery store and bought the ingredients I needed to make Jane Esselstyn's lentil and sweet potato soup. The ingredients looked amazing and I could envision the flavors in my head, lots of fresh herbs and tons of bright acidity. I followed the recipe to a T and didn't add any salt or seasoning that the recipe didn't call for. The house smelled amazing. I couldn't wait to dig in. When I took the first bite, however, I was completely disappointed. Was this diet food? Was this what I needed to eat in order to make sure that I would stay healthy? A few dashes of liquid aminos and a bit of salt saved the dish, but I couldn't help but feeling like adding salt was counterproductive to everything the diet stood for, and would therefore not have the effects that I wanted. So it's either eating delicious food or staying chronically sick, or eating bland food and staying healthy. Do I really want to break the food seduction? Salt and sugar and fat are flavor enhancers. Certain compounds in food require fat to help render the flavor, and oil helps with browning and texture and mouthfeel. As a person who loves to eat food and who loves to cook food, I refuse to remove them from my life completely. I will not compromise my vegan lifestyle. That is not going away. I will, however, follow the tenets of a plant-based diet to keep my health in check, but I will not live my life by abstaining from the things that bring me joy and happiness. I love being seduced by food. I love making recipes, using my flavor memory to veganize foods from my previous life. I like cooking for others, and I love making food taste good, not just good for you. For now, I'm a vegan, pure and simple, ethically, for the animals, for the planet, and myself. And although that order of reasons used to be different, the shift to this lifestyle has been overall positive. I haven't looked back.